Texas Tech, Michigan State meeting for the first time ever. And what a place to meet. Minneapolis in the Final Four. Doug Shows, Jeff Anderson, Bo Borowski all earned their way to the assignment at the semifinals. Game 2. It's going to be Owens and Tillman to jump. And guys, put on the pads. Let's go.
This is all about toughness, mentally and physically.
And we're underway with Culver snagging it off the tip from Owens. Billy.
Chip in. Right now. Right now. The sponge.
Oh, they almost opened the game with a lob dunk, but it doesn't go, and a foul call against Texas Tech. Odiase.
And that's unfortunate. This was a play that they practiced on Thursday on the opening tip. Right there, almost a fantastic finish to start the game for Owens.
They are such a great group in terms of the choreography, their set plays. Amazing.
The way they practice.
No, everything.
Everything choreographed, like a Broadway show.
Bob Fosse would be proud.
Yeah.
Defensively, Texas Tech, they will switch.
Look at this kick.
Out to McQuaid, steps in, shut off. Back outside.
Good recovery.
McQuaid takes it with 1 on the clock and buries it.
Well, that'll take care of that backline defense when you can step out and make that. But I thought they had great moves to the hole. They countered with the defense.
Of course, for Texas Tech, it's imperative that they execute on offense. Bad offense will lead to fast break opportunities for Michigan State.
Both guards get a piece of the lane very well. Moretti and Mooney. You know what Culver can do. This is where he's tough.
Mooney in the lane, puts up a dead ball off the rim. Saved underneath by Odiase. And outside, that is a 3 by Owens.
He can make him. Strategically, they let him take him. And he's the guy that defines the defense at the rim, too.
6'10" center can shoot, as you just saw.
Look at the hands on him.
Got the steal. Going, trying to hold him off. Culver, though, with the spin on the shot, doesn't drop. 2 at the line.
And Michigan State, they've had a habit throughout the season of turning the ball over. You can't do that against Texas Tech. They are so good at converting off of your turnovers. And right here, nice little pass. And almost 3-point play opportunity for Culver.
So here he is, second team AP All-America, Big 12 Player of the Year. You said it best, Grant. Best player nobody knows about, in many respects.
So talented, he's versatile. And what he has done this season, leading his team in every major offensive category, Big 12 Player of the Year. His steady play and confidence and ability to deliver must come in handy here tonight.
MOP out west. Regional MOP. Here's Henry, freshman. Well, you remember what he did against LSU in the Sweet 16 at the start? Hit a shot like that.
A couple of threes early. That time, not a good cover by Owens.
On his way to a career game in that Sweet 16 win over the Tigers of LSU at 20 points and 8 rebounds and 6 assists.
And Tom Izzo trusts him to guard Culver as a freshman.
And that's a turnover. Tom Izzo's team hitting a couple of threes to open this game.
Transition defense is a must, coach.
Got to get back. They really push it. The bigs get to the lane. In the old days, traditionally, you just protect that lane. You got to get out and cover the 3. Nice hands, Mooney.
Almost getting a second steal. The Red Raiders.
Well, they are active and they're in the right lanes.
They enjoy playing defense.
The fingerprints of Bob Knight are here too.
Wade with the jumper. Rebound long to Culver. Of course, Coach Chris Beard, a longtime assistant to Coach Knight in Lubbock for 7 years, and then 3 years to Pat Knight when he was the head coach of Texas Tech.
You might say he was knighted.
That would do it. On the run, and it drops. Francis with the shot.
Brandon Francis can make threes too, made some big baskets in this tournament. Tough kid.
Pin down action on both sides for Michigan State. Once again, Texas Tech will switch.
Look at the double late and close the turnover.
Tillman tried to bounce it to Goins, and a turnover right back given up by the Spartans. And get complete coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Championship game on NCAA.com. Again, tomorrow night, Notre Dame takes on Baylor for the title.
And we talked about Culver, but they've got some people like Moretti, for example, made some big threes, some layups. They're a great interior passing team off the dribble.
Here's Mooney taking it to the lane. Outside, Francis, you said, can shoot it out there. Doesn't have it, though.
Multiple guys with ability off the bounce to put some pressure on this defense from Michigan State.
Ready with 5 to shoot. Ball comes out. Saved by Owens. Got hit by his own teammate. He's out of bounds.
They complement the motion with some dribble drives, some screens, some rolls. Owens played at the beginning of the game as one of those. They press screen off the high post.
Nick Ward's going to make an early appearance. Former starter who fractured a wrist late in the season. And watch this, hitting heads here.
Ooh, oh boy.
That's tough.
It is. That's not the meeting of the minds you desire.
No, exactly. And they'll meet, in fact, on the bench now as they're both substituted for.
Let's hope they're okay.
Tyler Edwards on the floor for Texas Tech. He can play.
Michigan State, Nick Ward, he could be a key in this game. 7 games since he's been back from surgery. His numbers have been down. He must have a presence inside for his ball club.
Yeah, hasn't had a double-figure game, to your point, Grant, since he came back after 20 of 25 before the injury in double figs.
Going the other way, he warded off. Play on words, obviously.
Oh, I gotcha.
But it's just, you know, the big guy just trying to establish position. The big thing in his game for Tom Izzo is running the floor, establishing under the basket, demanding the ball, and puts pressure on the D. Flex action.
Culver, freshman on him. Jump shot, too strong. Tapped around, Ward was there, and he touched it last. So it'll be Texas Tech ball out of the first break. Just what we thought it was going to look like in the first 4 minutes of action.
Two big guys teeing it up against one of the two. Got to keep our eye on it. Ward and Odiase. I think Odiase might be out right now, so it would be a matchup maybe of Owens and him.
I'll tell you, thus far early in the game, both teams getting after it on defense. Nothing easy on the offensive end. That's what we expected tonight.
Culver comes over, wants it.
Nice, that's what they're so good at, that interior passing. Woo.
What a feed it was by Culver, and Owens shakes the building.
Nice little set play. That's just Winston really lets the game come to him, doesn't force things.
So there's a mismatch right now. Mooney on Ward. Michigan State unable to find it.
Nice extra look.
Way from the corner. Surprisingly doesn't hit anything, and the shot clock disappears.
They got a kick ball.
Kick ball on Texas Tech. As Chris Beard is in
That was late too.
disbelief.
Well, the shot clock runs
Yeah.
out.
Horn hadn't sounded though.
Tillman's coming back on the floor. A little break there for Texas Tech. Looked like it was going the other way.
Coach, Texas Tech reminds me a little bit of Villanova on defense. They switch everything, and then they help at the post and don't allow you to take advantage of those mismatches.
And what they also do is they'll play zone and then late in the shot clock go man to man. It can be very confusing. This might be the zone look here. Nope, straight up.
That length of Culver on Winston. Interesting matchup as Winston turns the ball over.
But McQuaid was going to make a dive to the rim.
That's Cassius Winston's first turnover in his last 36 minutes of playing time. Going back to the early minutes of the Duke regional final when he had 10 assists with just that one early giveaway.
Izzo didn't want to hear that at all. It was like he was his 100th.
Way outside and off the mark with it, Francis, and it goes back to the Spartans.
Nice check out by Ward. I think they're going to give Ward some touches, particularly with Owens. A little bit of a mismatch, you know, physically.
Court crew comes in for Coach Beard.
Texas Tech is so good at double teaming in the post. And they like to double from the baseline, which
Sneaky.
causes confusion. I agree, Ward has to get some touches.
Liverpool can make it 3-2. They really do gang up on the ball screen. Automatic, there's the switching you alluded to.
Ward and Owens very physical underneath.
Look at Beard on the sidelines. He's playing.
Look at this. Call it a tie-up situation. The arrow stays at this end.
They defend like their coach on the sideline.
He is really getting after it.
Animated, extra effort, nothing easy, contesting, ball pressure, almost a turnover there by Michigan State. And that man right there is happy and fired up.
Third year on the bench for Texas Tech.
And Jimmy sent me a text the other night. He said, I'm drinking some Texas Red, trying to figure out how it can out-rebound Michigan State.
Winston. Saved by Owens.
They just play hard.
They do. And smart, too. Don't take bad shots. Already very good at finding.
Moretti wasn't ready for it. McQuaid was. Two Red Raiders chase after him. That basket's going to count. And a foul.
That's just a mishap here. You got to see the ball, no question about it. No vision on it. Just a miscue. And McQuaid, we're waiting for him to dunk that one. We saw that last week.
Showed us something last week, but that was a great call. Love the hustle and effort by Corporal, but that was definitely a goaltender.
So the first basket for the Spartans in 4.5 minutes plus a free throw on the way.
Jim, the Spartans, they've just been out of sorts on the offensive end. We've seen a lot of them this postseason in their execution, but give credit to Texas Tech being so disruptive there on defense.
Brown on the floor, too. Another guy who can shoot the ball. Really good, solid freshman class is big. We don't get to see, but he's going to be a good player, too.
Yep, it's number 13 for the Spartans.
Texas Tech's offense is kind of that hybrid of Coach Bob Knight's motion offense, but also that ball screen action.
Ready. Got an open look. Misfired. Spartans push it up ahead. Winston.
They said a fumble.
Already knocked the ball out on that play.
And they are right on you, closing out.
McQuaid, jumper, yes.
Well, on the pin down, nobody was alert. You get subbed on that team. You don't get over the top.
The senior has 9 of the Spartans' first 12.
Texas connection, too. Something to prove to the folks back home.
Yes, from the Dallas area in Duncanville.
He's got what he wants here.
Switch off Ward on him now.
Even more.
Jumper over.
Nice save by Owens.
Owens. Oh, man, that is a nasty fall. He's had another hit to the head for the second time.
Well, this kid does a great job on the defensive end, but this is all-out effort, trying to save the possession. That's why I never bought expensive seats. Wow. What a tumble. They're trying to make Winston at least catch the ball way out on the floor.
Up and down into the paint. Tillman back out with it. You said Brown can shoot. Gets the chance.
What a great contest there by Texas Tech.
Owens trying to shake it off on the bench. Gone over 3 minutes without a point.
There's a little of their motion now. Screen, rescreen, keep busy. There you go. Edwards this time, another guy who can make shots outside.
Freshman from Arlington, Texas.
Talked to Chris Baird. He said he had to make shots for this team.
Tillman trying to back in.
He's isoing on McQuaid in the corner. He's not helping at all.
Winston, his runner, he loves that shot.
He does. He owns it. Headband and all. Always busy on this end of the floor. Clock block problem.
Yeah, I looked up. It got down to 0 in a hurry, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. I thought it was Virginia.
Oh, boy. We got a break in the action. Michigan State up by 3. All right, here's your tournament summary, and look at the fine print there, Mr. Raftery.
This one. PJ Carlissimo is in town here lamenting.
He doesn't want to see that. Neil Robinson at the Kingdome in Seattle. Yep. By the way, Patrick Mahomes is in the house. The NFL MVP, 50 touchdown man. Well, cheering on his alma mater.
He can throw it, can't he?
Oh my goodness. He can. As live an arm as you'll ever see. Here's Culver. Whistle first.
That's where Culver is so good. His size and his skill, able to get into the paint, make plays, draw fouls, his versatility on display.
That's a second foul on Aaron Henry. He's going to be substituted with Gabe Brown back on the floor.
McQuaid may be the best defender on ball for Michigan State. Switches to Culver now. But he does have a size advantage, and he does like that mid-post up. Great footwork by McQuaid.
There's Culver. Tapped around twice, and Goins has it for the Spartans.
Doing a nice job corralling here. Really no inside offense for Michigan State.
Push
timer out there
on Mooney. UEFA Champions League is heating up. Quarterfinal round continues Tuesday. You can stream on BR Live or watch on TNT.
And Raph, I thought Michigan State going into this game had the advantage inside, but they've been unable to get the ball, as you said. Give credit to Texas Tech and their swarming defense.
They've worked hard on post defense too. The 9 being in the spot. Here's the 11. They got a lock low, but they don't take advantage.
Tillman down low. Didn't see him. Francis is on him. Now McQuaid comes around the screen, goes back out to Brown. The freshman fires it.
Got it up and up. There's that rebounding that was a concern of Chris Beard.
Well, that's what happens when you switch and now have a smaller guy on Tillman. He can, of course, take advantage on the glass. As the shot went up, Tillman was able to pin. Looked like he pinned Edwards down, or excuse me, Francis down below. Drew a foul on him.
Odiase comes back in. Francis out with his first foul.
And you get banged around by Michigan State, it does wear you out, mentally and physically. Cross X.
Tillman. He's had a great tournament.
They are right there on the catch. Look how far out you're starting your offense.
Winston.
It's tough.
Crafty.
Just seizes the opportunity. He looks like he's got bad knees, bad legs, bad arms, arthritic.
Talking about himself, right?
Yeah, I could win a race against him.
So 2 shots coming for the Big Ten Player of the Year. First team all Big Ten. And look at all the things he's done. 3rd in the nation in assists. Reminds me a little bit of a guy in the tournament 20 years ago who led a team to a national championship, who was from right here in Minneapolis. Khalid Al-Amin.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
God.
Yes.
We've been trying to figure out.
We're trying to fit a comparison.
That might be it.
That might be it.
Works with the CBS Sports Network these days. A 10-3 stretch right now for the Spartans.
Khalid hit the food line a little bit more than Cassius, I think. Wasn't he stockier?
Oh, yeah.
Now it's right out there, but screening, rebounding. It looks like this for Mooney.
What a stroke that was.
Tough kid. 1 year at Air Force in South Dakota State.
Yeah, just plain old South Dakota.
South Dakota, excuse me. That's a.
He was a force in the Summit League. Averaged 18 a game.
Ooh. Showing some handle.
Here he is.
He loves that. That's his move.
Oh, yeah.
Get a piece of the lane. Gets airborne. He pump fakes in there.
Second team all Big 12. You're seeing why. He got some accolades. 5 points in 21 seconds.
And they ice it one way. Jump on Cassius' right.
Odiase trying to wreak havoc out high. And that's going to cost Texas Tech a foul.
A cheap one, too.
Yeah, might be 2 on Odiase.
Yeah, it is. Shouldn't be out there.
It is his second.
Give ground when the guy's dribbling out that far.
But I tell you, watching this team in person, Texas Tech, the way they deny and pressure the basketball here, it is impressive.
They do as they're told.
Yes, they do. We saw that in practice on Thursday.
Unbelievable. We had the Kansas game, which they lost. I was so impressed with the practice. And Reggie Miller said it was the best practice he ever saw when he was getting ready for his games.
I think I might agree with him for once.
16 fouls on the Red Raiders.
Reggie talking about defense, though. My goodness.
Ward. And all Red Raiders underneath.
5 guys converging when Ward makes his move.
Edwards.
Always pushing. Maybe they don't get anything early, but they got plenty of time on the clock. Look how far out you are forced to run things.
McQuaid with a head fake, still unable to get separation.
Little screen.
Oh, a little bit late.
Well, McQuaid has to wait for Ward to get set. That is not Ward's fault.
Right.
You got to wait for the big to get set before you come off. Now that's 2 fouls on Nick Ward, but McQuaid, as Ward comes up, his feet weren't set. Legal screen called right there. It was the right call.
And that puts them in a little bit of a hole, doesn't it? Not quite the game he had early in the year.
Not the same since he's come back from that thumb injury.
Of course, re-aggravated an injury in a way. As that shot drops from downtown for Francis and the lead. Ward getting a bone bruise on that injured hand during the regional round. And now Texas Tech in front at 19-16. Michigan State's not hit a shot in 3.5.
You're going to have to execute to perfection against this team.
Last 8 points to the Red Raiders.
The only game I had a nice look here, a little delay, but deep. The only game I saw where I didn't think they played hard was against West Virginia in the Big 12 tournament. This is more like it. They love a screen, rescreen.
Moretti trying to get around Goins. Bates to hit the shot. No, off the glass. Pulled down by Michigan State. Up ahead quickly, Winston.
Just haven't been able to get the turn for the little hook. There's that late support baseline.
Look at all the hands in there. Oh, Winston able to finally get around Owens.
And all season when his team needs a basket, he delivers. Winston able to deliver it inside all that length inside.
Only the second Spartan field goal in the paint. And this is going to be offensive.
He loves to go right, and what a read. That's all scouting.
Cassius Winston. He finds ways to find the hole.
Herky-jerky. Not pretty, but effective.
Texas Tech with 8 points off the bench in this game. Francis with 5 and Edwards hitting a 3-point shot, but Culver has not hit one from the floor so far, Grant.
Yeah, Culver right now a little bit frustrated, 0 for 3 from the floor. Give credit to Michigan State, obviously point of emphasis to shut him down. Give credit also to McQuaid. Good job defensively.
As a former great player, what do you do when you're having this great defense to sort of shake it up? Get busy? What do you suggest?
I think sometimes maybe be a decoy, be a facilitator.
Blocked twice. First Mooney, then Owens. Let's go to Tracy.
Jim Tom Izzo, during that huddle, he wants Gabe Brown to play bigger. He said, you're 6'7", you're playing 5'10". We gave up 2 threes. To Xavier Tillman, he said, we can hurt them on the breakout, but you need to get down there and post up. He wants Cassius to play off some picks more in this one, and he wants his post guys to play better.
So Gabe Brown getting additional time with Henry on the bench with a couple of fouls. Here's McQuaid.
By the way, when you said facilitator, there was a coach at Durham laughing.
I pass the ball every once in a while.
You ran the point on the chair. You're right. There you go. A little clear out for him to get him going. Nice help.
Oh, Goins. He blocked it, slapped it up against the backboard. No look pass. Goins at the other end.
Well, they swarm.
Yes, they do.
Look like an easy goal with height differential.
They close in on it in a hurry.
It's unbelievable.
They don't leave anybody on an island.
Here's Winston. Tillman, put back. No. Goins.
This is Michigan State basketball right now. You're going to get anything. Rhodes did a great job. Terrific shot blocker. Led the Big East 2 years in a row in that category.
Now Brown. And look at the defense on that one trip down the floor.
Boy, they are in your face.
Both these teams mirror each other. It's like practice.
It is.
The way they defend.
There's that lob play they like to run. Handled well.
More time from way outside. This time no for Edwards. And a foul on the floor on Texas Tech. It's going to be a 1-and-1. Tuesday on CBS. Don't miss the series premiere of The Code. Tuesday after NCIS, only CBS. That's number 2 on Culver. Odiase checks back in.
Chris Beard looks like he elects to leave Culver in the game. The kind of trust he has in his superstar.
He's got to be careful on the drive.
Michigan State so good, as you said, coming from the help side.
And now back in this Deshaun Corprew, a sophomore from Norfolk, Virginia. 1-and-1 for McQuaid, playing in his 138th game for Michigan State.
Guess he didn't trust him enough.
No.
Smart move.
A lot of time left. Boy, these two games mirror one another, don't they?
They do.
Tough.
Texas Tech now without a bucket and approaching 3.5 minutes.
Mooney's smart. He knows he can elevate over Cassius. That's he likes that shot, but they got a foul on Cassius.
Mooney's so strong, so patient, takes his time. He likes to go down in the block there in the paint against smaller guards and drawing a foul. Big Ten Player of the Year.
A little,
you call it nickel dimer?
Yeah, a little nickel dimer. Definitely throws the shot. It was like a dying quail going up there.
Where do you come up with this stuff,
Stay out with me at night.
There's enough to write a whole book of a raftery glossary of terms.
Doesn't Mooney look like a guy you wouldn't want to fight, though? Just competitive, hard-nosed.
2 fouls for a couple of players each side. And he gets them both. He's got 7. Now Owens, they, again, freely substitute here at Texas Tech. Keep them fresh because that defense got to be exhausting to be on that floor the way that the demands that are put on this team.
Just incredible. Every play broken down. They go a little 2-2-1 just to make Michigan State slow down a little bit.
A little 10-2 spurt here for Texas Tech. 5 minutes to go in the first half.
They haven't been able to get an open jumper to 2 big guys. Nice.
And again, it's Mooney making a play.
Made himself bigger. Look at the way they cut with the speed.
It's unpredictable. You don't know what they're going to do offensively. They don't know.
There's Brown with the rebound.
That's what motion does, though. It's unpredictable. You read and react. Offense.
Maybe not.
I thought Owens did a great job of sliding his feet right there, anticipating the move.
Well, this kid is so important to their defense, too. I like the position. Arm.
Tillman might have reached his arm out there, but
did see a little bit of a arm going out, but it's called on Owens, his first.
They need him. I think he's a big-time factor.
Former St. John's player, played for Chris Mullin.
Yeah. He really played well, as I mentioned. Great shot blocker during those couple of years in the Big East. It's Tennessee before that.
Yeah, a year in Tennessee, a couple at St. John's. Now
sounds like your lifestyle.
A lot of hometowns.
Yeah, a lot.
Tillman remains scoreless along with Goins, the interior from Michigan State, not giving their team much. Credit the defense of Texas Tech.
Nice help here. Trying to steal some points here with Culver back on the floor. That's when I think you should go to a guy if you're riding him a little bit.
5 to shoot. Gets it off in time. Touch nothing. Winston surveying. Bounce pass to McQuaid. Driving in on the wing. No call. Out with it. Culver. Snaps it up ahead. Moretti.
He likes that.
Not that one.
No, he likes that early look, though, and he was scouted.
We haven't had a basket by either side in about 4 minutes.
The question is it good offense or bad offense or good defense?
I'd say great defense. I really think so. Both of them stepping up. Probably a little bit of both.
Once again, Tillman has the mismatch, but great fronting inside by Mooney.
They have just done a great job on this guy. He's so an important player. Nice lob. How about that?
His activity and energy.
That kid is such a factor at the rim.
Yeah, Hakeem Warwick, who played for Syracuse.
That's a great one.
Yeah. Made that great shot block in the corner against Kansas.
Yes.
Right in the passing lane. Look how far you have to go to get it. Initiate. Look at Chris.
Under 3 minutes to go. Wayne, fight hard left hand. Just get no shot off that's uncontested.
He's fatigued, too. That was a fatigue shot.
Out to Owens. He's already hit 1 3. Oh! That old wedgie at the Final Four.
I call him a neck ball. Those of you that are not pure of heart call it a wedgie.
After that little dud, we got to take a little break in the action. Boom! Kirk Cousins, Michigan State alum, and the quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings in the house. He visited with the Spartans on Friday.
They talk about running an offense, or we can be there with his own little bit.
Okay, to inbound with 14 to shoot.
There's that little trap, little zone look.
Bounce pass, Tillman. They've swarmed him throughout. Gets the shot away.
There's
and
Owens.
again, it's Owens.
How about that kid?
Michigan State's got a foul to give if it wants to. 4 seconds to go. Mooney from way outside. And the half comes to a close. Wow.
We said it was going to be about toughness.
I'll tell you guys, I'll tell you, excuse me, Rav, the way these two teams have defended, Henry Iver would be proud, but look at this weak side.
I know Bob Knight is.
Test. No. Wow. How about the block?
What a presence. Whew. Size 40. Sleeve connecting.
Second block of the game for Owens. And Tracy, over to you.
Thanks a lot, Coach. You told us coming into this game it was going to be about toughness. It was going to be about poise. What did you see from your team in that first half?
I mean, I do think we've matched their toughness. You know, our plan's not to out-tough them, but we just got to play better. We messed a couple switches up, and when both teams got tired, we took 3 awful shots. So shot selection's got to improve, and we just got to keep battling.
Jarrett Culver, just 1 point. How do you get him more involved?
Well, Coach Izzo has something to do with that, so we'll try to do a better job coaching and get him some more looks this half, but it'll be a team effort.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Haven't seen a game in the Final Four Saturday like this since 2000 when Michigan State was going against Dick Bennett's Wisconsin team in Indianapolis. That was a 21-18 halftime score. Same kind of flow. It's choppy. It's all defense. Aggressiveness. It's a 2-point lead for the Red Raiders. We'll send you to AT&T at the half after these messages. You're watching the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship. Here's a look at our Buick first half stats. Both teams shooting right around 30%. 8 bench points again for Texas Tech, none for Michigan State. 23-21. Second half, what do you expect?
Well, I expect more defense from both of these teams, but who can execute? Who can make the adjustments at halftime? But of course, defensively, Texas Tech double teaming the post, the bigs, forcing turnovers. The bigs for Michigan State have 0, and once again, the weak side help. Owens, one of his 2 block shots. What heart, what effort, what desire defensively for Texas Tech.
I wouldn't want to be the offensive coordinator for either one of these teams. He's probably still in the locker room, but here, the ability to block at the rim, just nothing easy.
Here's the experience every side of March Madness with Intel True View. Culver, though, they're winning without Culver hitting a single basket. Just a free throw. Tracy, over to you.
Well, thanks a lot. Tom Izzo was talking about the fact that he felt his team played bad. Some of it had to do with their defense, but he also said it had to do with their lineup. And the problem was they were dealing with too much foul trouble. Aaron Henry in foul trouble, forcing them to play Gabe Brown. Nick Ward with the 2 fouls. They really want to get it inside. Expect more of that in the second half.
All right, Tracy, Michigan State had only 7 turnovers in each of the last 2 games, in the 2 games at the regional. They had 7 in the first half alone. That shot over the wall, but Henry is on the far side for the putback.
And at the end of Tracy, Goins, Tillman, and Ward, 0 for 4, no points. That is not Michigan State basketball. And also, they average 18 assists. Tonight they have 3 at the half. Distributed it all.
Teams on pace for their worst shooting games of the season. Again, another testament to just how intense it is on the defensive end for both sides as Culver wants to get on track to start the second half, but gives it up. Moretti with 1 to shoot. Got it! That's a 3.
He can knock him down, but I would have gone up if I were Culver just to get on track a little bit.
Bruce Baird says, I'll take the 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Bruce Baird. I'm sorry, Chris Baird.
That's why he's there and I'm here.
Chris Baird, though, some story. There was a student manager at Texas, did not play college hoops, played for Tommy
Your
Penders.
buddy, right?
Yeah, was there managing for Tommy Penders.
Steps.
And another, that's number 8.
And once again, Owens coming to help, stepping in, forced that turnover on McQuaid.
Their mentality is so into it. The preparation's extraordinary. Plays in your head after a while.
I have never heard you 2 extol the practice habits of any team like what I heard from you after you saw Texas Tech here. Here comes the driving layup for 2 more. Mooney's having a big game.
They got it outside, Jim.
Okay, and that foul first, but Mooney in that first half had 9 points. Tops for the Red Raiders. It's going to be on McQuaid, number 1.
And Jim, we met with Chris Baird the other day. He said everyone wants to win, but everyone doesn't want to prepare to win. And they prepare as well as anyone, particularly on that defensive end.
So now Mooney passes up the shot.
But he is strong, though. Wards people off.
Culver, he got the separation.
That's his shot, too.
It's now 0 for 7 from the field. It's going the other way. And how would you articulate what you saw in that practice by Texas Tech that you had never seen before?
Well, the organization, the rhythm, the stop, the mistake, push-ups. They practice going to the bench. They practice putting their clothes on. Everything is executed to the nth degree. And they stop periodically, discuss what they're going to do next, and they go right at it. Plus the music. Some of it meets my
Crowd noise.
crowd noise.
And everything is organized to the second.
It's like a production.
It's all scripted out.
And it shows, obviously.
Culver with a little bump by Tillman outside.
And the second time in a row, they tried to get it down there with the box, Grant.
And I like how Culver made a move quick, didn't wait to read, caught the ball, drove hard baseline, drew the foul on Tillman.
He's got a great frame. He's going to be a nice little shooting guard, small forward. Work on that stroke, right?
Yes. He's got his shot attempts today. He just hasn't been able to convert.
These 2 mirror themselves in position.
We've had 5 ties, 5 lead changes. Each team's biggest lead, 5. That's been the number. We're ready.
Tough kid.
Oh, was that a tough shot?
All the way from Bologna.
His father, a pro coach over in Italy. He was at the regional but had to go back because of a game this weekend. Coaching in Siena.
Beautiful little town.
Yes, it is in the Tuscany area. I figured you'd been there for quite a while.
I never made the horse race there, though.
No. Il Playa?
Yeah.
McQuaid hits a three.
That was an almost turnover there. Texas Tech almost had, but McQuaid knocking out a three, keeping his team in the game. But defensively, Michigan State continue to try to get some stops here.
And they are working on Culver's, had more touches early.
McQuaid's 12, leading the way for Michigan State. What a nice game this young man's had. Owens.
A little overhelp on the defensive end cost them. Right up in that passing lane. Look at this back cut. That's what you have to do. 2 shots, too.
That back cut, the help from the weak side, tremendous. As Francis came, he's called for a block.
Just a great read on that particular play, but just a little 2 play 1, and the big guy steps out. Ring that bell, big fella.
Put Aaron Henry on the line.
Not good communication. Not really a good show by Tillman either.
Been fascinating, just even since the Big Ten tournament, watching the progression of this freshman.
Big
performance he had against LSU. Wow, fantastic. Carried his team in that game.
You know, he rooms with Josh Langford. Josh Langford went out with a foot operation surgery at the end of January. Big loss for them, but his energy, his passion for the game, a lot of folks around the program will tell you it started to rub off on Henry.
He's got a great length to be a terrific defensive player. You know, Langford and Orange too. And some of the season playing without Ward, but they have not been able to size it up in the middle. Ward's coming in next.
They're missing 2 of their best wing players, and still managed to be here in the Final Four.
Francis sideways.
Nice job. When you can shoot, you own your guy.
Only 3 Spartans have scored in this game.
Reminds me of a guy you don't want guarding you in the summer league, you know?
Was all over Winston.
There's a jump ball.
Oh, it's just taken away.
Great help.
Odiose. Henry hits the floor. Culver drives in, and he lost it. Off goes Winston.
Look at this kid. Draws him to him.
Makes a tough shot.
Nice rebound. That's what they need more of, Michigan State.
Goins decided not to go back up with it. Now McQuaid drives in. And no call. It's out of bounds off Texas Tech.
Well, you are working for everything on both ends of the floor.
Active hands, active bodies. The swarming defense of Texas Tech causing some confusion. On the floor battling. Wow. Defense at its best.
Michigan State, you see it, just the 3 that have scored. The rest of the team is 0 for 9 combined from the field.
You don't expect a bagel from those 3 guys. Right? Tillman, Goins, and Ward.
It's amazing. Michigan State 5th in offensive efficiency in the nation. And just totally confused by this defense.
A little small change. Boy, they just challenge everything. Time Edwards out there with the body bump.
And for Edwards, that's his second. McQuaid to inbound. Choppy game. You knew it was going to be. There's going to be no flow to it when these two are going to do what they do best.
Winston really can't get untracked. Here's that load up. He loves low. He's got a counter though. There you go.
Ward gets fouled.
That's what they need. That power game. And you'd like a little high-low, you said too.
I like the high-low, but of course, we talked about the trapping on the baseline, but Ward didn't wait. He caught the ball, was decisive, and attacked that trap going at Culver. Gave him a little bow as well, but drawing the fouls.
How about that with 3-2, and he really is unproductive on the offensive end.
Just 1 point. Having such a tough night. 0 for 7 from the floor.
Big Nick needs something to go through the hole here to get his spirit soaring.
Now put Culver down. Bring back in Mooney. Now Ward. Here comes the 4th Spartan to score.
think he's going to be the difference for Michigan State. He's that one guy that can get a basket down low. He's got to be aggressive in this hurdle.
Now it's the guards. Moretti and Mooney. What can they do?
Ward tees him up there, and now Mooney.
Tough shot under duress. You got to meet the match, and that's what Michigan State is doing. Is their flow here is sort of out of sorts.
Owens. And Ward just shot puts it toward the hoop.
Well, Owens is hurt too.
Owens looked like he hurt his ankle.
This has been a rough game for this young man. He's been on the floor 3 or 4 times, ran into the table.
Screaming down there on the baseline.
They get up this high. So much traffic. Oh my goodness, underneath as well. Oh.
Ankle looked like he might have hyperextended his right knee too.
Oh, that is painful to look at. You've had those injuries too, right, during your career?
How much does that look like what we saw at the Big Ten tournament with Kyle Arns?
Yes,
very similar.
Very similar.
Looks like he's getting up though. Already out there to help him. I think they call him Morrow, don't they? Internally.
Yep.
Mark Adams, the assistant right here, really works hard on defensive preparation.
What a difference he's made when he's been on the floor tonight.
He is there.
Weight on it. That's somewhat of a good sign.
I don't know how. I don't know how after you saw that replay.
Tell you what, he is that anchor back there on defense, covers all the mistakes.
Absolutely.
His activity, his presence alone.
Don't foul, fellas. I'm back here.
3 blocks, affecting so many more shots.
So might go inside, Jim. Just check it.
I mean, maybe first half, remember, he butted heads with his own teammate. Fell to the floor, hit his head again, ran into the scorer's table another time. There's one. There's the scorer's table. Wow. Okay, back to action.
Double screen to get Mooney going. Dribble.
Edwards.
He is showing some game, this kid.
Francis and Edwards coming off the bench. That was Francis with now 9 points.
What a move.
Power, too.
Man, did you see his reaction after he scored?
Yeah, he was ready. Weightlifter.
Is the biggest lead of the game for either side.
This is where they got to go. Yes.
There you go, Ward.
High-low action all day right there. For Michigan State.
You're right, Grant. Use the big fella.
Mooney, he got to the basket.
You don't have any Gator back there. Ward was occupied.
And Tom Izzo's got to be furious about those last 2 defensive trips.
They got to make some decision with Ward in there. Whether you're going to double him, how you're going to double.
Outside. That was the shot that was the game winner against Duke. This time it doesn't go.
Never in a hurry. Spread it. Yossi trying to load up.
Now here's Edwards.
He's got it.
He got around Winston and got the basket and a foul.
Boy, didn't take away, seal the baseline. And once again, nobody mobile enough to cover in the back.
You said it best earlier, Jim. Edwards and Francis have been a huge lift for this team. Quick decisions, strength, the ability to get to the basket. Of course, a 3-point play opportunity.
In center spot, they turned around too to open up that path. You don't want to get too far behind this team.
No, you're not going to make big comebacks against the Red Raiders.
You don't get them in bunches.
Now the lead up to 8.
Big early trip. Got to use the big guy. jerseys.
Switch off. Down low. Size advantage for Ward. Turns around and hits it.
That's what you have to do when they switch. Edwards, the smaller guard, on Ward, and I like how he made that quick move. Good patience and execution there by Michigan State.
Mooney
Keep that dribble alive.
circles around. Comes back out to Moretti.
Got a little Nash in him, Grant.
Now Francis.
They break it down, don't they? Catch under a threat.
Mooney.
Oh, that was deep, and Ward was the guy covered.
Mooney now with 14 for the game. When he scores 14 points, Texas Tech is 10-0 this year.
And here's that little zone matchup look. And late the shot clock to confuse you. They'll go back to man.
Two players all over Ward cleanly. Desperation gets it out to McQuaid. 4 to shoot. Winston steps back, fires off the mark.
And Mooney right there on the challenge.
All this is happening with Jared Culver on the bench, their best player. Leave it up to Matt Mooney and his toughness. Of course, Francis as well. Edwards playing big for the Red Raiders.
The tap on the head, they usually like to run a high-low. They got away from it. Look at this kid again.
Oh, my goodness.
Ooh.
That was Nash-like right there.
Oh. Does he feel it? And do they feel it? And it feels awfully good, Jim.
I thought it was DiVincenzo from last year's championship game. Look at the second half shooting, 9 of 11 for Texas Tech. And Mr. Mooney, 17 points.
And Matt Mooney looks like a choir boy, but he's playing like he's from Bayonne, New Jersey. Toughness personified, knocking down threes, leading his team, willing his team. With Culver on the bench and Owens out of the game, they have extended the lead because of his play.
He's got a double figures, 11 in a row. This kid is amazing. Tough kid, we mentioned.
Again, started his career at Air Force, then went to South Dakota, all league there a couple of times, and now Michigan State. Important stretch coming up for them. It's getting away from them.
Which their losses only get 6 points. You can see the difference he is.
Tillman comes up
his
short. That's a shot he loves.
That's his shot. So they're going to milk it unless you have a mistake. There's that brush screen, ball screen, dive. They'll do this 3 or 4 times. They'll have a 5-pass routine as well.
They have multiple guys, 4 guys on the perimeter who can get their own shot.
Tech has hit its last 5 shots. Drive it in, off the rim.
But they get wherever they want.
Michigan
Giving up
State
any fast break points. Excuse me, Jim.
trying to hurry up with it, but again, Texas Tech gets back fast.
That length of Culver giving Cassius Winston trouble. He cannot get into the paint or get a shot off against Culver. Nice switch.
Here's Tillman again, and he's got his first bucket.
Boy, Mooney was right there for the swipe, too. They're so alert.
Push-off coming up here on McQuaid. And AT&T takes us above the rim.
There's some place that Grant loomed or lurked during his career. Pretty good play.
Nice little slip action right there. Tillman finally getting the scoreboard.
Second on McQuaid, and Winston almost able to get the theft.
Pretty good eye contact there as already dove to the rim.
Inside 10 minutes, and a 10-point lead for the Red Raiders.
Oh, not a good play with him. Grab that. They want to take their guys.
Mooney again. Oh, sometimes you get in the building, you get in the zone, you get in the moment.
He's certainly there.
No stopping.
Most of us have not touched that moment.
Still looking for it. But he has it.
He's got the switch down. They can't get it inside, though.
Winston to match it. Got it. A
That's a good sign there for Michigan State. Cassius Winston is going to have to wake up for his ball club. Mooney, sidestep three, Mooney from deep.
Pretty impressive.
He's got the Red Raiders' last 9 points. Here's Culver. And he finally gets a bucket. His first out of 8 attempts.
He's got a nice presence, though. Not shaking his head, just playing.
Done good work on this end of the floor, too.
They all
show
do.
the stat sheet.
Is that switch he wants?
Winston.
Trying to get the foul.
Chased down by Culver.
Tough oversized like that, though.
And Tech not seeing very many empty trips this half.
So little play. Cross screen. Don't take bad shots.
Culver felt the presence of 2 Spartans on him. Went back outside. Now drives back in. And it's going to Michigan State. When he's jogging back out. Look at this. Wow. Tariq Owens.
That is amazing.
That is. What a recovery.
Unbelievable. And listen to the reaction when they see him come in to the building.
And the way he landed on that ankle.
Completely sideways.
Oh, to be young.
Well, you get a jar of that stuff.
Mr. Gadget. The corner. That's a 3 by Tillman.
A couple of breakdowns now. All of a sudden, I take a little drive, collapse that D and a kick.
It's got to be on this end for Michigan State. Got to start getting some stops here. Defending Matt Mooney.
It's going in.
Oh, wow. I thought it would too.
Everything else is going.
Now Michigan State trying to get a little flurry going. Winston, separation and a bump.
Smart. One of the few early attacks, Jim. Got a lot of work to do in this timeout. Get him back.
We hate to say goodbye. We've got 4 of the greatest teammates you could ever have who are retiring. This is their last Final Four. Sal Guglielmo, Mike Marks, Bob Wishney, Hulk, George Rottweiler. Combined 156 years of service at CBS Sports. 108 years at the Final Four. Traveled the world with them. And we love them. We're going to miss them.
Great guys, talented guys, and believe it or not, Wishy and Hulk worked my games at Seton Hall years ago.
Over to Tracy.
Well, thanks, Jim. You saw Tariq Owens run at full speed out of the tunnel. I was watching outside that locker room. He was being evaluated for a long time. They had a cart ready to take him to x-rays. He did not need to go to the x-ray room, but he did need a pair of shoes, a new pair of shoes to fit that taped ankle. They were rummaging through it outside the locker room. Went in, got him one. He's back out here. We'll see if he gets back in this game, Jim.
And he keeps on stretching and keeps on making sure he keeps that ankle loose. And one more for Winston. They can take it from 13 just a few minutes ago down to 7.
Well, he's had to work for every point, too. It has not been an easy night for him.
Don't count out this Michigan State team, though. They have seen a lot of adversity and slowly getting back in, getting stops defensively, and starting to execute better on the offensive end.
8-2 run.
Nice help.
Mooney gets inside. Henry on him, fakes back.
Look at this kid.
Soft touch.
He's got a handle. He's got a delivery.
Takes his time. Takes his time,
Yeah,
Ralph.
he's patient.
He's able to back off enough to get a shot. Players would look like they've got him well defended.
But they came out late on the rear. That caught Mooney. Overhelp. That's the one weakness teams have on occasion. Don't go where you're not needed.
Two shots for Winston. Celebrate your favorite Final Four team with licensed fan gear from the official NCAA shop. For the best selection on team apparel, just head to ncaa.com/shop. And yes, indeed, somehow, Tariq Owens is back on the floor.
And that's a big influence, as you know, defensively. Of course, moving people around on the offensive end as well.
Never seen a player in one game take so many falls and knocks. And incredible, somehow is still standing. Back to 7 again.
Michigan State makes that adjustment, putting Henry a little bit taller and bigger on Mooney to see if he can slow him down.
Mooney was tied a season high with 22. He's done it all this half. There he is. Passes up the 3. Goes to Francis, who will take it. And scooped up by Henry. Snapped ahead to McQuaid. Big shot. Ooh. Way over everything.
Oh, he got hurt too.
Oh, he landed awkwardly.
Oh, he's hurting too.
He's limping up poor.
They ought to go to Francis on him. He's still wincing.
Culver wants it. Back of the rim. They're going to stop play here for McQuaid.
On that jump shot, as you mentioned, really rushed at that left foot, turned pretty good there too.
Didn't appear that he landed on anyone's foot. Maybe he just planted weird.
Yeah, did it happen when he was setting up?
That's what I think. It was that left foot setup.
Yeah, I do too.
That's why he shot the ball the way he did. Actually, it might be his right foot.
Interesting.
Calf, maybe a cramp of some sort.
All that shifting and that lateral move, it could be anything.
Conversely, if I'm Michigan State, I might go inside and go at Owens, test his ankle to see how he is.
Okay, first trip, though, to get it under 7.
First time they played big. Owens and Odiasi on the floor to combat Ward and others.
Side of the basket, but Tillman has it blocked, but a whistle.
Well, that's their personality now. Shoot it, chase it. And you got to compete on the glass, check people out.
Owens second.
Tillman with the inside position there. As Winston, this is the shot, but on the glass, that's Michigan State basketball. And these free throws here maybe can get Tillman going on the offensive end.
Tillman gets 2. He's been averaging 15 during the tournament.
Showing some signs here.
Owens didn't see much action in that return.
Chris Beer didn't like his activity level. Wondering if his ankle's bothering him on that last play.
I know they play small. Could be effective on the offensive end. 3 guys who can take you off the bounce.
Michigan State hitting some vital free throws, helping them crawl back into this game. And suddenly 5, down from 13.
And Edwards is a match too with Tillman. So they got 4 guys who can beat you deep and put it on the deck. Dangerous against bigger guys.
12-4 stretch for Michigan State, trying to get another stop. Mooney goes behind the back. Already, Warren dribble, tough shot. Winston, could he do it?
Good check out.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, sticking with the best of them there, Edwards.
Boy, he had an open look, and that could have brought it to 2.
I think right now for Texas Tech, Culver's got to get involved, be engaged, have the ball in his hands. He's too good to not be involved here.
Michigan State says, we didn't touch him.
Wow.
I think it should have just been a play on.
I agree.
It's going to go on Winston, his 3rd.
Mooney initiates. And of course, the arm's in there too. He does see mode on that sideline.
That's the 5th foul of the half on Michigan State.
He's going for that towel on the baseline. up, ball faking, step back.
Wide of the mark with that one. Rebound. Last touch by Tech.
Thought it was a little bit of a settle. I mean, he's got it going early in the half here. He's got to play under control. Beard suggesting something similar.
What Texas Tech did early in the half was able to get into the paint and attack the interior off the dribble. Unable to do that here these last few possessions. Give credit to Michigan State and their intensity on the defensive end.
As you see, Mooney's going to get a little extra blow as we head toward the under 4.
There's that little pick and pop high-low. And they get away from it.
A mismatch inside.
Good work by Ward. They got him. Look at the help Moretti on the side.
That's going to send him to the line.
Edwards as a guard doing a fantastic job fighting around Nick Ward, but a little too much fight there. Didn't call for that foul.
Third on Edwards. Going to be a 1-and-1 here.
Guys, if he makes these two, it's a 3-point game.
All of a sudden, start thinking about your shot at the other end, too.
Yeah.
Haven't made a basket about some 3.5 minutes. Michigan State getting all of its production right here at the line. Winston hitting 4, Tillman hitting a couple, and now can Ward do that? He's got a 1-and-1.
Put the play back in, but they're going to wait for the TV timeout.
It's a big possession right here for Texas Tech. They need a basket.
I like a drive on the end of this thing, though. Don't settle.
Culver, Big 12 player of the year, wanting it now.
Ward slide his feet.
Driving in. Too strong.
Nice rebound. Odiasi. Big time, carving out territory.
The senior from Fort Worth fighting for that rebound and getting the foul call. We got 3:44 to go to find Virginia's foe come Monday night in Minneapolis. Who will play Virginia Monday night? It'll be the 4th championship game ever in Minneapolis. And only one guy I know of has seen them all, and that would be the legend, the great Sid Hartman. He's 99 years old, beloved here in Minnesota and by all the national media. Still writing a column, still on the radio. He was here in '51 when Adolph Rupp in Kentucky took the national championship. And there's Tubby Smith, who was recruiting this young man, brought him to Texas Tech. In fact, Odi Osei played in the tournament as a freshman when Tubby was the coach. How many times do we hear Chris Beard talk about how much Tubby did for him in the transition? Coming up next on CBS, get all of tonight's highlights on Inside March Madness, presented by Buick.
Anytime you're doing a job, you have to know where things are laid out. Chris Tubby, one of the real gentlemen, was coach here in Minnesota as well as Kentucky and a few other spots. National championship coach of 1998.
But high praise from the current coach for the former coach. Now at High Point, his alma mater. Here's Henry. That shot, they got a foul.
Great contest there by the big fella.
Going to his strong hand. Bo Borowski saw some body on this one.
We saw Henry do this with his right hand against LSU, but great contest, but definitely a foul.
Third one on Noren's Odi Osei.
Henry's one of those guys that can take you off the bounce. He has the athleticism, is gaining the confidence. Such a big play for this young fella.
He's got 2.
They don't have a lot of guys that can do that either, Michigan State. It's more by format, organization, execution.
It was 48-35, Texas Tech. And now it's down to 3. That was at the 9:23 mark. And we, at that point, talked about how borderline impossible it can be to try to come back against Texas Tech, but Michigan State's gotten back into this game.
They got to get back to their motion, I think. Keep the defense moving. They're really gapping well. Taking away the dribble drive. Look at this kid, though.
Missed the layup, though. Mooney. Not that time. just hit the free throw. Drives in, gets the bucket. Down the one.
What a blow by going to his right. Gorgeous maneuver.
Freshman stepping up. Four and a half without a point on this end.
Able to get anything with that ball screen for Culver.
Here's Culver.
There you go.
Gets the floater to go.
Hesitation, quick timeout. A lot of poise with that delivery.
We got another one, fellas. Coming down to the last minute. There it is, 54-51, 2 timeouts apiece. Chipping away from that 13-point deficit inside 10 minutes.
Chipping away indeed. It's been a collective effort on both ends. Michigan State offensively starting to find some rhythm. These last 2 minutes, Cassius Winston, expect him to make some big plays for his team.
Particularly Henry coming late. Here's that little matchup look. Late, good hand. He's done that a few times.
A lot of deflections.
Tilton.
Oh, they got an offensive foul. It's going to be number 4.
Yes.
On Winston.
On Winston.
And that's the same play they ran against Duke to win the game.
It's all setting up for Goins to take the shot that he hit.
Smart play by Moretti, too.
4 fouls on Winston.
Tough empty trip.
To remind you that McQuaid is back on the floor. Winston stays on the floor.
I like Culver in screen and roll action like on that last play.
Denied. Off the floor with it. State. Over to Henry. On the dribble drive. Feeds the corner. Sore ankle. Oh, McQuaid can't hit it. That would have tied it.
Well, that was a great pass and setup. First shot since he's been back off the bench. Sometimes a little stiff.
Minute and a half to go. Culver driving in. That almost dropped. He'll shoot a couple.
That first step right there, Raph. He loves to drive right. They cleared the side for him. Quick move. Drawing the foul.
Love Culver stepping up.
Yeah, as tough a night as it's been for him, he still wants it here in crunch time.
This couple of tribs showing something.
We hear it was cramps, is the report from the Michigan State bench on McQuaid. Set him down through all of that, but now one more coming for Culver.
His work habits are incredible. 300 threes a day he takes. In there early in the morning.
Son of the team chaplain. And he gets 1 of 2. 4-point game. 85 seconds left. Tillman has it stolen away by the senior.
Boy, he wasn't tough with that at all. Open, exposed it.
And look who has the ball.
Oh, down the stretch, it's been him. This is where he sets up other people too. Very good. Moretti and Mooney on the wings.
Culver got the separation. Big shot. Stepping up big time.
Dagger. Culver.
Timeout, Michigan State.
Where have you been?
Sideline.
Some early onions, Jim. Bang.
That's the sign right there. You struggle all night.
said it, Billy. Onions. Late in the game, he wanted the ball. And he got the separation off the player who is ailing right now, McQuaid, with the cramps and all.
Very true. Took advantage of him a little bit. And you liked it. There's a kid struggling.
I love the toughness there. He had a tough night, but down the stretch, wants the basketball, making big plays, a little floater, some free throws, and a big-time three from a big-time player.
8 points in the second half, but most importantly, 6 in the last minute and a half. Remember, Michigan State had cut this to 1 at 52-51 with 2:55 to go. But since that time, 3 straight empty trips and haven't been able to stop him at the other end.
They're trying to cut the head off, not let this guy get the ball back.
Goins, run to the rim, and again, the senior makes the play with the rebound, and it's going to be free throws at the other side.
What an impressive performance this team has had against a great rebounding team, great challenge on every shot, and then cleaning it up. Whew. Odiasi, sort of a workman-like performance.
I mean, he's overcome so many things in his career. We've seen this story before from players, but knee injury, back injury. He's the captain of the team, 5th-year senior overall after all those injuries, pursuing a master's degree now, already having graduated. 1-1.
He's got some guns there, huh? Goodness.
I'd show him off too if I had him.
Let's go.
Last 8 points to the Red Raiders.
Great substitution, allow their little full court, 3/4 court trap. To get set up here, this 2-2-1, just to slow down the rhythm of Michigan State.
And you see your lead all but disappear, get down to 1. That huge shot by Culver. And an 8-point run sets. Nothing now going Michigan State's way. And just 27 seconds to go.
Once again, that man right there, that young man, Jared Culver, big-time rebound. Stepping up big for his team down the stretch when they need him most.
The pain and misery you go through when you get this close.
And what about what the coach has done in just 3 years after serving as an assistant for so long? Going away, coaching at Arkansas Little Rock, and actually getting a tournament win in the tournament 4 years ago against Purdue. National Coach of the Year, just named on Thursday.
Did it in a lot of places. Arkansas Little Rock, of course, he was telling the 3 of us, when he went to Europe, he picked up a lot of things too.
Went over and coached in Scandinavia and learned a little bit of the pro game with some guys over there that helped him out, but he was effusive about the kind remarks he's gotten from the likes of Coach K, who they played in New York back in December. Kelvin Sampson
walked into the locker room, right? He said he doesn't let anybody come into his locker room.
After they scrimmaged against Houston before the season, I mean, there were all kinds of reach outs and connections. They talked to Big 12 coaches who had taken teams to the Final Four. How should we do it? Ultimately, he said, smell the roses, and 4-1. 4-1. That was on the board yesterday, if you saw it.
I don't, the physical. And here they struggle here, a little kickball. Remember what Kelvin told them? Keep the chip on the shoulder. That was, and they have a chip. They're out to prove that they're all business. And they got a chance to step in for the Monday night, hopefully classic. But tough. Both.
And a senior.
Wars, yep.
And another senior, Kenny, who played in the 2015 Final Four, 5th-year senior. Also overcame all kinds of injuries and pursuing a graduate degree, and their careers come to a close here. Winston. How about Texas Tech?
Right.
How about Lubbock, Texas right now? What do you think's going on there?
I'm going to get down and get on Buddy Holly Boulevard.
And they're celebrating in the streets in Lubbock. Wow. Because Texas Tech Monday night will be playing for the national championship. Closed the game, scoring the last 9 points after Michigan State inched within 1.
It shows you a lot of character. Slipping away, fortitude. Culver.
It shows
Keats up.
yes, indeed, and the toughness from the start, the physicality on defense. Matt Mooney, Jared Culver collectively as a team getting it done against a very tough, experienced, and balanced Michigan State ball club.
They didn't look tired at all.
Not at all. They can play another game right now.
Ready to go. And just hopefully Owen's leg, ankle in particular, are ready to perform. He took some shots.
It's what they do at Texas Tech. They can make it look ugly, but you have to admire the intensity. They never let up. They hold Michigan State to 51. And they'll go against another team that's in a lot of low-scoring affairs in Virginia come Monday night.
Two best defensive teams laying it on the line Monday night. Whew.
Get some rest.
Meeting for the very first time, by the way. Those two programs have never met until they meet for the title in less than 48 hours. Tracy, over to you.
Well, Coach just asked me if I was surprised that you guys won, and you said we're pretty good. What did you show out here tonight against a pretty good Michigan State team as well?
I told the guys all week our plan was not to out-tough Michigan State. It was just to match their toughness. And I think we did that tonight. I think we played just as tough as them. Matt Mooney, the basket got big, and Jared Culver stepped up when we needed him most. But we have so much respect for Michigan State, so we're excited to advance and play one more game.
What can you say about this guy over here?
This guy loves basketball. This guy loves basketball like I do. So I get to coach him one more game. That's the best part of it, man.
How about for you? I know you spent many years sitting right up there and watching the Final Four.
I'd say up there. It's
How about
special.
being able to play in a national championship game on Monday?
Basketball is a great game, and if you give it everything you got, it'll pay you back tenfold. So we're excited to play one more game.
Congratulations, and Max, what can we say? First off, how were you guys able to just throw them off their rhythm, this Michigan State team, with your tough defense that you guys show week in and week out?
First off, I just want to say all glory to God. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to play another game. God is so good, and we're just we're happy to be here. But, you know, Michigan State, I kind of forgot the question, but a great team. We got to master toughness and rebound, and we did that tonight. I think we did all right on the boards.
22 points for you, and Jared Culver struggled a little bit early. They took the game away from him, but he came up big at the end. But for you, when did you know you needed to take this one over?
Yeah, you know, Coach Sip, one of our assistants, he came up to me and he said, hey, it's time. It's your time right now. You got to take it over. And then Jared brought us home. You know, we got a great team. He's a special player. We got a great mix of guys.
How does it sound that you will be playing for a national championship against Virginia on Monday?
That's crazy. I got no words, but, you know, I'll tell you this much. We're going to be ready to go. Our coaches will have us prepared. Guns up.
Sure you will be. Good luck. We'll see you then.
So the bracket is all set. The final two standing are Texas Tech and Virginia. Monday night for the national title. This says it all. Michigan State held to 51 points, season low, and 32% from the field, also season low.
They can do it. They can tie you up in knots. Tough to score, Grant.
Impressive performance indeed.
So for Bill Raftery, Grant Hill, Tracy Wolfson, and all the crew, Mark Wolf, Bob Fishman, everyone at CBS, Jim Nance saying so long from Minneapolis. We'll send you to our studio after this.